I don't think we actually could have segued into Dota better than that.
Yeah.
I think everyone, any studio out who is watching, just eat your heart out. Because that level of professionalism can't even be practiced because we didn't practice it.
I don't think we practice.
No, we don't.
In GD Studio.
We don't. It's actually amazing that I even get to do this.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be Alliance, taking on Team Dog. I think PyCat and Misery are definitely the two who are likely to be drafting here. That's my guess. I could probably just have asked.
I think they just have, you know how when you go into like TMM, it says like choose your captain. I think the 5 just like spam click.
They're all just spam.
Yeah. Who
they
wants
just
to be
draw
the captain?
straws.
Yeah. So PyCat click faster, so he's captain now.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I think it's going to be fine.
So I know MSS, whenever he subs for Team Liquid in the past when he had big plays, he plays support, so we know he could do that. But when he plays on his own, or I guess for his team, he plays mid. Demon plays mid/off lane. And I guess actually all 5 of these players could play multiple roles, so I have really no clue who's playing what.
Well, on the Fantasy League, it says Misery's a core, so...
Yeah, Misery's a core. PyCat actually transitioned to support.
You hope Misery's a core, because you first pick him and he's playing CM. You're like, well, I'm done here.
Well, if he's a core and he's the lowest in the league and he plays core, then the pick is even worse than if he was a support and he was the lowest. You know that, right? Like that's just kind of how it works.
Yeah, but the Doggy team, like the stats from that weren't done on Doggy team apparently because they didn't play enough games. So they were inconclusive stats.
So he might be like a 10 instead
it
of
was a
2.
hidden pick.
Yeah, okay. That's so legit.
Too legit to quit. But I think Team Dog, they know like how Alliance play. Anybody who watches competitive Dota has a pretty good idea of what kind of drafts Alliance actually go for. The funny part about it is everyone knows what they pick, they just can't beat it. They just lose to it anyway. So they take out the Nature's Prophet, Alliance, they take out Invoker, and AA of all heroes, which is a hero that has been seeing a lot more attention for, at least in my opinion, not a whole heck of a lot of reason. I mean, not much has changed about him, but people just start banning him and picking him now.
Do you think teams are realizing how strong he is, perhaps?
Maybe realizing how good Chilling Touch is?
Yeah, Chilling Touch. I mean, if you have like a healing-centric strat, a Ice Blast really shuts you down as well.
Yeah.
So there's
I think
that.
he might go for the Dazzle, the minus armor thing.
Oh yeah, Dazzle. In any case, I hope, and I'm guessing, I wish Doggy team is going to pick into an Ember Spirit, because I want to see that hero in competitive for DreamlLeague. I think he's a very, very good hero. Obviously, he does have his weaknesses, but I want to see how Alliance deals with it as well. I'm not sure what's your opinion on that hero, but since we don't really have a first pick just yet.
I think Ember is actually... He went from crazy high rated to off the radar like instantly, you know? Like there was a week, maybe less, where people were first banning it because they were like, we don't know how to deal with this hero. He's so mobile. He's so hard to deal with. The biggest issue that he has is really just a stat gain for a hero that's supposed to be played as a core is the worst of any core.
Is it?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Is it like worse than Alk and Weaver and all that stuff?
think it's actually, it could be worse than Alk's.
Holy crap.
Which is like horrendously bad.
Right.
So, given that, his skill set's still really strong. Like you get Fire Chains, you get Flame Guard, Sleight of Fist. His ulti gives him that kind of sick mobility where you can just stay on the map forever, which I think is really strong. But they're going to just totally bypass that conversation, so I suppose there's no real point in talking about it any longer, as Shane called the Dazzle, man. The Dazzle.
I was going to call it the Chen as well, because you know the Venomancer slows the baby so well, and you can't...
Yeah.
It's a really good ban, actually.
So, I mean, as cool as we've seen this draft before, you follow with Slaughter and things of that nature, is there any reason why you need to draft Dazzle first?
I think Dazzle is probably the best hero to pick first in these kind of scenarios, because if you get him first, then you almost ensure that you can get the rest of the heroes that you want. You know, like most teams don't ban Slaughter. I think we saw actually once today in the last banning phase. I think it was actually last game where somebody banned Slaughter. I think it was Alliance who took it out. But if you get Dazzle first, there's always good heroes to partner with him. I think that's what makes him another strong support, is that he's actually so good independently that he just does well with other heroes because his skill set innately is just that good. So Naga Siren with Dazzle, Ensnare, Mirror Image, the Boom, you know, with the Shadow Wave. It's a thing. Maybe they'll pick Shadow Demon too.
Oh, God.
Who knows? It's definitely a possibility, especially since Dog already has a Bat Rider.
So I think the other key thing here is you still have the minus armor combo from Riptide if that's what you want to set up. Song plus Weave in the same team is absolutely insane. Can you use Song and then just Weave on top of everybody? And they'll, okay. So 2 picks alone, Doggy team is, I don't know, in the hole, I think.
Do you send this Bat Rider middle, dude?
Yeah,
Either off lane or mid.
Yeah, it depends.
Can you not jungle him anymore?
You can.
You can, yeah.
There's a Chen though, so I don't imagine.
The dual jungle, man. Risky. This is Team
Not
Dog.
great. Not
I
great.
haven't seen them.
Yeah, I don't think that's really a thing. But interestingly enough, they take out Viper, a hero who I don't think Alliance even plays.
Remember, Abner Bulldog.
Hey, Bulldog plays with Viper, right? Apparently.
He plays Viper?
I don't know.
When did he play
I
Viper?
saw him about 2 weeks ago or so.
Huh. Okay, well, there you go. I guess that's why they took him out. But I just feel as though when I see Batrider and Alliance are playing and S4 doesn't have Batrider, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm expecting. If it's Demon Batrider, his is actually very good too.
Demon Batrider is legit.
Yeah, so.
What do you send against Batrider? Like, if he's going middle, who's your best hero against him?
Well, I don't think there's necessarily a best hero, but there's like, back in the day, people used to pick Queen against Batrider because her range is good, her harass is fairly strong, Invoker actually does okay if he wasn't banned. I think that any hero who has 600 range and a method of stopping his aggression from just walking into you is good. Heroes like SF I don't feel do that well because you can just get tower dove and you have to be able to face the hero to raise and it's too easy to spin you around in circles.
What about Sniper?
Sniper actually beats pretty much every hero.
So with the minus armor and the Sniper headshot?
It could be a thing, however there's a Chen in the game. And as of right now, we don't know if Alliance are going to be going safe lane or if they're going to be going aggressive just yet, which means that you can't account for the supports of the other team. Typically, when you pick a mid that's gankable, you want to make sure that your lanes are going to be meeting the opponents. So if you're like a 3v3, then that means that the supports are going to be much less inclined to leave that area to gank your mid, right? So if you don't know, then it's really risky to pick the hero that early in the draft.
Yeah, I personally think Puck would have been probably one of the better heroes against Batrider because, first of all, he's good at pushing out the wave, so it's harder to tower dive a Puck. Secondly, he's quite immune to Chen ganks, although last game we saw Aegis, getting killed by Ake on some of those ganks. But Doggy team takes it out, so Alliance is going to have to answer back with a different hero. S4 does have a decent pool of heroes, but I haven't seen him play too much of things other than like Invoker Puck lately. So I'll see. We'll see what he plays.
I wonder if they just go tanky and he just plays like DK or something. I wouldn't actually hate that against this because even if he doesn't win mid, DK is still extremely strong against Chen lineups, and you're going to have a lot of D push with Riptide, Breathe Fire, and Shadow Wave. It's going to be really hard for Dog to push into anything if you have, I think, just those base 3 heroes. So maybe a lane sacrifice would be worth it, just to make sure that you have that kind of tankiness to be able to fight mid game.
Cool. I think the first 3 picks of Doggy team, the Batrider with the Vengeful Spirit, really will force Alliance to actually not just have 1 or 2 core, because Batrider and Venge is going to initiate on those cores and probably take them out if Alliance puts too many eggs into one basket. So I like to see them to spread things out.
Against Naga and Dazzle?
Yeah, that's true, huh?
I mean, how do you take out a core against both of those heroes?
You swap and then they song or they, it's tough. Okay, so do you think Venge is perhaps not a good pick here?
I think a hero that is based on isolating and going for kills isn't good when you're not a blink initiator in this case, because the Venge is clearly not going to have a blink anytime soon. I think Batrider is okay, just because once you get forced, you can pull somebody so far out of position. Like if you manage to get Naga Siren, that would be the ideal scenario, right? So she can't actually song to stop you. But I don't really care for Venge in these types of drafts where you see the other team and they just have 2 pretty much guaranteed methods of saying, okay, until you get level 2 swap, my grave range is longer than your swap. So I'm going to be able to save whoever you swap, and I can just song if you go on.
If he levels up grave, which, again...
A lot of people actually skip it, which I find weird.
Do you think we'll see the same skill build from Naga as we saw in the first game?
No, definitely not.
You want to be getting illusions early, though, for the Dazzle heal.
Well,
you need 1 point.
Yeah.
But that's it, right?
Yeah, just they don't make any more illusions after the first point. They just increase the damage they do, and they decrease the damage they take. So it's going to most likely be a 1-1-4. So he can get the max minus armor from the Riptide, which makes the Shadow Wave do even more damage. And this is looking a little bit more like an offlane bat, mid Death Prophet.
Yep.
And then you just get to see...
You could safe lane the Death Prophet as well.
Yeah, I think the Vengeful Spirit makes a little bit more sense now. It's not really for initiation. It feels more a little bit like a defensive support, to make sure that DP is alive. So when you're looking at a lineup where there's a possibility of a Chen mech, Hand of God, a defensive swap, and whatever Death Prophet get for herself, whether it's a Force Staff, Yule Scepter, that kind of stuff, she could be around to do a lot of damage. And the second nice thing about having Venge on that is that her Terror does actually increase the damage output of the Ghost.
Whoa.
So it's kind of doing double duty, and suddenly, Keeper of the Light.
I like that, actually, for one reason. Against teams like Dogs, where you could very easily say, if they get to a tower, it's dead, right?
Okay.
Like if you let them set up...
You prevent them to get to the tower.
Right. You just keep the lanes pushed pretty much as hard as you can. 3 of the 4 heroes in Alliance have pretty good methods of pushing the wave, which don't cost pretty much any mana whatsoever. The Ensnare, Keeper, the Light combo is something that we saw ages ago. And if this is a tri-lane, the damage is enough to instantly kill any hero.
Yes.
Like if you get an Ensnare with the heal, with the Illuminate, dead hero.
Yeah, and Naga Siren's one of those hero that is quite mana dependent, so having the recharge station of Chakra Magic is pretty nice. I say that this particularly Naga Dazzle Keeper combo could actually even go offensive tri-lane if they want to. Yeah. So let's see what the response here for Team Doggy. They need a kind of a big carry core, and against Doom, it really shuts down the options of what you could actually draft. So
the split push later as well, with the Naga split pushing and just Song and then recall.
Sure, yeah. That's annoying.
So annoying.
I think they definitely need a team fight here, though. I wouldn't be surprised to see Alliance take something like Mag even. Or you could go for something like a Dragonite and just stick with the tankiness and just have 2 or maybe even 3 relatively strong frontline heroes and just force fights on your own terms when you can. Continue to push waves. Again, having more wave push for Alliance, the better. The farther out you can keep the lanes, the better it's going to be, so you make sure Exorcism isn't ever in your face. The best thing you can do when playing against Prophet is to force the fights on your terms and make her ult defensively. Don't let her get to a tower and then pop it, because that's when Team Dog will start getting an advantage.
This is quite an interesting pick of Klink's. I wonder if he's going to be playing a lot more of an assassin style and just go on things like Dazzle and Naga. But the problem is, whoever you go on, the other person could save by popping Grave or Song, so it's tough. Also, Blinding Light is a thing in this game against Klink's. I'm not sure whether I'm feeling this pick.
Doggy team seems to have
They needed a damage dealer outside of Death Prophet, because
but they need more team fight, I think.
The issue that they have right now is that they only have 2 ways of stopping a hero from running away: Lasso and Stun from Venge.
Right.
So in that time, they have to guaranteed kill somebody. So if that's the case, you need somebody who has that kind of burst damage potential, who's going to get safe lane farm, most likely, I would assume in this case. And then you get your Orchid up, you do enough damage to pop heroes like maybe the Dazzle or maybe the Naga Siren if you get lucky, and just go from there. Because if you can turn the fight into an immediate 5v4 with Bat Rider and Klink's damage, and then you get to a tower and ulti with Death Prophet, you can very easily transition that into good map control and tower kills. So,
all right, so we're going to see Nyx Assassin to round things out. A very stable offlane, a way to deal with Bat Rider. The burst damage is nice against Klink's as well as Death Prophet. I'm not sold on the Pycat Klink's, or just Klink's in general. I was hoping for something like that gives you damage and team fight, maybe like a Kunkka, for example. Although, obviously, the Klink's is going to give them much better laning, especially in the lieu of...
Whoa, that's a mid-Dazzle.
It's a mid-Dazzle.
Okay.
That is a mid-Dazzle. I'm stoked, man. I haven't seen a mid-Dazzle before.
We were just talking about this earlier.
I have, but not in competitive play.
Yeah, mid-Dazzle against possibly a MSS Death Prophet.
Yeah.
In theory, Death Prophet wins that quite easily, right?
I don't think so.
Ability to push the wave?
I don't think so.
Although
it's getting healed.
Shadow Wave actually has a lower cooldown once you max it out, and if you're mid, you will max it.
Yes,
like
and you can spam it. You have the ability to spam it, especially if you get the bottle. Okay, this is it just got real.
It's going to be a war of the pushers in mid, pretty much. It's like both heroes can spam the wave very, very well. But Witchcraft, yeah, it does decrease the cooldown, actually. So Crypt Swarm will have a 4-second cooldown eventually, and Shadow Wave is 6. So I think the slight advantage will go to MSS if he ends up going to middle.
I think it's more important. It comes down to things like roams and war checking or rune checking, and I think having a Chen on your team really helps. What?
My mind's being blown right now. Loda is going mid. It's S4 hasn't bought mid items.
Safe lane farm.
I mean, he just drew a giant sad face on the map, and I don't know if he's actually happy with his situation or not.
So did Loda see RTZ and then just want to do this?
I don't know, man. I'm guessing from that sad face that he wasn't particularly thrilled about this decision, but it's just something that S4 has just forced him into. He's like, no.
Loda does the drafting now, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't Loda does the drafting, and now is the real in-game captain, or the current. I'm not sure what's going on.
He obviously has faith in himself.
Well, I do still think that Alliance's draft is very solid, even if it is mid Naga Siren.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see how things go out. In terms of the laning, Pycat is going to have a fairly easy time against Admiral Bulldog. In fact, I'm not sure how Admiral Bulldog is going to survive in this lane. Like, by himself, Pycat should be able to dominate this lane, and that's going to allow Venge and the Chen to do double roaming, which, you know, back in the LGD International days, they love to do quite a bit.
That SD Chen, man. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was some pretty potent stuff.
They had Luna every game as well, didn't they?
Yeah, the double roam is going to be huge if they can manage to secure a couple of kills on the Naga Siren. But I feel like if it was Dazzle mid and safe lane, the Doom could still jungle because it's very difficult for those two supports to just rotate all the way across the map. You know, like obviously the Chen's going to be defensive. So I feel like EGM still could have farmed. But I guess after all, S4 is going to be getting gold anyway. So it is still Dazzle getting farm. He's just not mid.
I mean, isn't it just better to have the Naga safe lane, though? I guess, you know, against a Bat Rider, for example, you might want to have 2 range here, perhaps?
Yeah, I think the Bat, maybe they were just a little bit confused. Or not confused, but they just think the Bat could get too much.
Okay. In any case, that's how the lane's going to break down. And
you know what? No, I don't even agree with that, man. Because Ensnare is better than Poison Touch against Bat Rider, so I'm really freaking lost.
Maybe they just want a lot of experience on Naga. Like, that's got to be it.
Get the level 6
Naga, you know, he's going Mirror Image. He's going Riptide right now. Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know. My mind is... In some ways it makes sense. In some ways it doesn't.
Well, we got to talk to Loda. Or S4 or whoever.
Just message him after the game. Be like, dude, what about this?
And then they switched. They sent EGM to safe lane for
Well, EGM was just eating a creep. That's why he wasn't there. He got a net creep, which is pretty much just like having a Naga Siren in your lane. A little bit worse, actually, than level 1 net, but not by enough to a point where I think it matters.
Have you seen them doing this before?
What, doing this kind of a strategy? No, I've never seen them do this.
Yeah, first time for me as well. All right, Loda finds himself a regen rune up top. That's probably like the best rune you could ask for. He's not going for the ticket yet. He's splitting up his illusion. Is he looking for Chen? Is that kind of it? No, Chen, you shall not gank me.
Well, maybe.
Oh, Chen's going to come
he's just
around and kill
blocking
illusion.
camps with illusions. Maybe that's the plan.
Oh, no, that's not the plan.
Does Loda have that kind of micro skills, though?
I don't know. Loda's a living legend, though.
It's actually really hard to block all those camps fast enough, and the mana cost that you have to use, he would have to pretty much bottle crow to keep his illusions out the whole time. Oh,
speaking of camp blocking, Demon coming around here to protect that observer ward that's still blocking camps, and he's keeping 2 supports away. EGM now back in the lane, and he's just farming.
This is what you want when you pick your fantasy draft. You want your support player to play carry.
Yeah, this is like best case scenario actually. What, Demon?
EGM is gunning for that MVP. In fact, S4 is in a little bit of trouble. No, a Shadow Wave is going to exchange a little bit of HP. Demon's going to back off a little bit. Okay. And EGM's now carrying. Okay.
I think maybe they're just trolling us and they all changed their tags.
Maybe. That would be so next level.
It really would, because if you don't have the person on your friends list or you're in offline mode, they would have no way of knowing who was who. Unless, of course, you remembered what their icons are. But
they changed those icons too, man. No problem.
Then what?
I don't know, man.
Jesus.
All right, looks like Admiral Bulldog did a lot of pulling up top. It's going to guarantee himself a wave in front of tower. If there's not much like intelligent things being said, it's because we're all fucking confused. Or at least I am.
Okay, production just gave me word. The reason why they switched is because S4 is getting really bad lag on the server.
That makes...
I actually think I saw them talking about that earlier because they were asking for, I think Luxembourg was the server, because there was actually lag issues for S4, some routing or something wasn't really great for him, so that actually makes a lot more sense.
That's actually a big deal in terms of this game. Not just because he's not going mid. Like for Dazzle, you need to grave like on time. So if he has a lag spike when somebody's getting focus, So we'll see if they're going to be A-okay. Demon trying to do a little bit of experience stealing. He does, and finds out his rune.
Cheeky bastard.
Okay.
So this is what Demon does, man.
I guess,
noisy, like.
I guess Loda's the sad face on the mid lane. It's like, well, I never practiced this. I'm not sure if I could play this, but, you gotta do what you gotta do.
He's not doing that bad. I mean, he's only a little bit behind in terms of CS compared to MSS, who, for most intents and purposes, should be winning the lane anyway.
Yes.
I mean, it's a pretty big mismatch, honestly.
Okay, hold up. So something just crazy happened. Fog picked up a Medallion of Purge. We're 4 minutes in.
Roshan
Are we
time.
seeing early Roshan possibly with the first Exorcism? Are we just going to gank a Naga Siren and take away her 7 base armor? Because in most scenarios, having a mech earlier is much, much better. But
they sent home the armor creep as well to heal up, so...
Okay. They're going to have armor and minus armor and ghosts.
All right.
It's a pretty terrifying combination, to be honest. But they don't have Vengeance, which I find a bit strange, because if you're going to go for the early Rosh, even 1 point into Vengeance is still 12% bonus damage. So
she's leveling up Wave of Terror instead of Magic Missile, so it's seeing more and more. And in fact, it's a TP from Demon going back to the jungle. Do we have that double smoke gank just yet? It could happen right now.
I think they had just been stacking for Demon because they want to make sure that he can recover, because he hasn't really gotten much to this point. I think they will probably end up smoking here, though. Yep, there they go.
Now they have the Medallion of Courage.
Are they the two of them can do Roshan
alone?
Or
are they ganking?
No,
not alone. Are they smoking to the Roshan?
They could be.
That will blow my mind. Holy...
I don't think they can do it alone, man.
Toledo, Jesus Christ.
Oh, you know what? He's got a regen creep and an armor creep.
Yeah, there you go. My mind is blown.
They had to
This is so next level.
Okay, they had to have actually tried this.
Yeah.
With these heroes. Because there's no way you would just do this unless you knew that it would work.
Real fast though, I think having an extra point of Vengeance Aura instead of Terror is more efficient. Correct?
For the damage?
But
I think 12% damage is better than -1 armor. But again...
I think every armor is, what, 6%?
6 or 7 maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head.
But I think that Commandor still would have been better.
I'm not sure if they could do it though. Like the creeps are dying right now. They're gonna have to start
they
tanking.
Can. They just have to. Because
bash!
Alliance doesn't know, so it doesn't matter even if he has to tank it himself.
Well,
even
they will
Misery
know if Fog
full
gets
HP.
bashed and die.
Yeah, but he's not gonna die.
I mean, why isn't Venge tanking this? Venge has 7 base armor.
Okay, now they're having some issues.
Run, Misery!
Alright. They have Bat coming in. Alright, Bat has 2 base armor.
They're
maybe.
panicking.
Holy shit, it's not gonna work! It's not gonna work!
No, I believe in him, man. Only 1,000 HP.
Oh, and
MSS is going down here casually. And the thing is, even if he's gone for like a couple of seconds, doesn't matter. No, Misery! Okay, Demon got the aggro.
Alright.
Okay, they forced the stomp. And now Alliance are like...
And Venge got the Aegis?
Okay, so Venge getting Aegis back in the day made a lot of sense. This is called like really late game Venge because you could swap and still provide your team with Vengeance Aura. But 7 minutes in the game, I don't know. I'm not sure what that's about.
Who knows, man? She doesn't even have swap. So I don't know how she's going to put herself in a position that's dangerous enough where she would actually need the Aegis.
You would just want to give it to MSS, right, in all normal circumstances. But okay.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about mid. We've talked a lot about Dog's offlane and what Demon was doing. We haven't really hit on Bulldog much, but he's already got Arcane Boots, and he's level 6. It's only 7.5 minutes in. Sure, Pycat has been more or less free farming up until this point.
Oh, they're going to kill him, right?
Yeah.
Illuminate charge.
He's got his Death Pact on, though. They have to wait for it to wear off. Oh, perfect timing.
Bang,
perfect timing.
Mana Bird. Perfect. Perfect. How'd the Aki get up there without being seen? I guess they just pushed
he just
away.
Went, yeah. He went through the bottom.
Man, the Trojan horses are coming out. Nobody expects Illuminate coming in from top, but really the story for me is nobody expects a 4-minute, 5-minute Roshan coming out from Chen.
Especially when nobody's missing that could actually do it. Like, okay, you're gonna say to yourself, okay, Death Prophet has to be missing. She's the one that's gonna do Rosh with them, but like she's just sitting in the middle, and then Rosh is dead. All right, what?
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
I still think that was really subtle what Admiral Bulldog did. But as soon as a hero stuns the wave and doesn't get a single CS, you kind of have to be suspicious of that. You know what I mean? It's like you just stunned and it didn't do anything.
You mean previous to that gank attempt?
Yeah, previous to the gank. Like he just stunned, he stunned the creeps and it didn't even get him a creep kill.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, that's like crazy subtle.
But you'd want to be on the ball to notice that now, in fairness.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to see Fogged. I wonder what he's going to do with this medallion now. They're going to pick up yet another Smoke Misery, and perhaps a double roaming will finally start online. But critically, this is where, Loda is already well past level 6. In fact, they're going to set up a gank, but there is... No, that's not their Sentry Ward.
It's MS.
Yeah, it's MSS.
He just got hit by it.
Yeah.
He's not going to get ganked by this.
Okay. Juke's up.
Nice Sentry Ward.
Got to keep that Death Prophet safe, man. That's the one thing about that hero is if you become too squishy by being behind, it doesn't matter how good Exorcism is because you'll just be dead before any real damage is dealt. So.
And who has EGM on their Fantasy League? Because holy crap, they're going to be getting tons of points.
How is it that I'm the guy who doesn't even have a person playing, but some other people can have their supports transition into a core role and just get like ridiculous amounts of points in that spot for them?
Well, hopefully
Did he
we're
get-
going to see Fog as well as Misery correct things up because Smoke Gank is coming on the bot lane. Demon in position with level 6.
Oh, he has Blink Dagger?
he has... No. He has Blink Dagger. He doesn't have any points of Flame Break.
Oh, he's going to get spotted out.
Yep.
Which one does he want to do?
Okay, they have
He actually
Grave
got
available.
stunned. It's so close. He's actually not going to get Grave because of the lasso from Demon. Very well done.
Flame Break. Flame
Perfectly
Break.
coordinated. Grave's on. I wonder if they'll actually... I don't think they'll dive this. Actually, that would be
Okay. They salve
super,
as
super
well.
dangerous. It's only level 1.
Yeah.
So.
But they got the most important kill. Very, very good job on Demon not using that lasso.
Oh, Emperor Bulldog's here, though. Misery's going to
Got
get
Aegis, though. Got
his
Aegis.
Aegis is going to get popped.
All right, and now with the
Everything's
spells...
according to plan.
Yeah, can't they dive this? Spells
They
from
need a
CD?
creep wave.
Okay.
He's nearly level 6 as well.
All right, they'll back off. Okay.
That lasso, though. I would have just gone for Doom. I'd be like, we need to kill him.
Well, they knew the Dazzle was there because the Firefly gives vision. So as soon as you realize that Dazzle's there and that the Doom will die 100%, as long as he doesn't get Grave, then it's the easy target to go on. It's just making sure that you make, like, S4 can't do anything. And maybe he's lagging anyway, who knows?
So checking on Loda's item build so far, he's got himself a Drum of Endurance. I don't think this is part of the RTZ.
It is.
Is it?
It is, yeah.
What's the logic behind that?
He always goes drums. I think it's just because he wants the illusions to be a bit more tanky. They do benefit from stats.
Okay.
So he just uses Bottle Crow and just keeping room control to have illusions out all the time and farm just your own wood stack creeps, things like that. And plus, if you do get ganked, just having a little bit of extra durability, make sure that you don't just die and you're not just rushing a Naked Radiance with like 800 HP.
Okay. And that's going to be especially critical, especially against a Vengeful Spirit Swap, a Flaming Lasso, when he is at the mid lane with nobody protecting him. Speaking of Flaming Lasso, Batrider is already journeying to the top lane, but there's a couple heroes already here as well. Admiral Bulldog being very effective. He's roaming all over the map, got a kill on Pyke up top, try to kill on the mid lane, and EGM is going to drop in the Doom. No Doom. And I think that aggressive movement has given something away.
They're behind the tower, man. They want that. There's a Vendetta. Bulldog going for the stun. Actually misses. Demon with a juke. Pops a Firefly. Bulldog didn't even walk into the Firefly to stun him, man. He's no Funnick. It's definitely no Funnick.
Yeah, I guess with the damage from Impale missing, they weren't going to get that kill, so...
Yeah, but that's the thing, is like Demon more or less panic Fireflied, right?
Yeah.
Like he wanted to try to get into Fog. That's why you don't stun first. You just carapace, because as long as it's level 2, you guarantee your Impale every single time.
Sure, fair enough.
And then that time it looks like there was actually a tower killed mid. So MSS got himself a tower kill.
What do you go on Death Prophet now? You've got 75 last hits. What's the item you get?
A lot of people like Yule's just to stop any kind of incoming damage. The question that I have is, are they going to be dooming him? Because if you get doomed, Yule's isn't really that good. It's only really good at positioning because you're really fast.
Right.
And it's good at like chasing.
I mean, I think use gives you so much. Like you talked about the movement speed component, which by the way works a lot better with things like Phase Boot and Witchcraft. Admiral Bulldog's coming in. He sees Fog and oh no, he misclicked. He got a skeleton, but they should be able to get the kill regardless. These Centaurs gonna stomp their way out of there, or just do a little bit of damage. Yeah. Okay, but Yule Scepter, obviously the mana regen that Death Prophet really needs, the movement speed that she needs, and if they doom her, well, there are things like mech and swaps to keep her alive or keep her, you know, staying alive from the doom. But yeah, there's an argument of not getting Yule's this game.
I don't know. I think Yule's is still good.
Yeah.
And even in this match, just like you said, mobility is very key on that hero because you know you're going to be focused pretty heavily. And speaking of focus, we got some Cat Orchid right now.
Yeah.
Could be their time to start trying to push. I think between lasso initiations and having Orchid to stop S4 from graving anybody, that Dog actually have a pretty decent chance at taking some good fights.
Yeah, especially when S4 is perhaps not having the best latency issue. I think this is probably the best time to pick up an Orchid as well when the game is a little bit spread out, when not everybody's grouping up just yet. We don't see a 5-man push coming in from Alliance. You know, picking off the Naga Siren in the mid lane once or twice would be key. And speaking of pickoff, they will find S4 or Ake, whichever one they want.
You can taste
so
the
hard,
blood.
though.
Yeah, here we go. I mean, the grave would be nice, but
yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say if the grave comes too late and the silence pops after the grave ends, then you could still get the kill. But they got a tier 1 tower out of that, so not all is lost.
I think as long as you grave on the auto attack that would have otherwise killed him, that can actually never happen because he basically has to Orchid straight away to get the maximum bonus damage from the Orchid tick itself. So if you just wait until the auto attack that's going to kill him is mid-air and you grave him then the Orchid is going to wear off before the 5 seconds of Grave. So, because Orchid only lasts 5 seconds.
Right. Okay. Well, the good thing about that tier 1 tower push is that MSS did not have to use his ultimate, and now he will be using it for the tier 2 push. And here we go. Is there going to be a setup? You talked about the Illuminate earlier to prevent that creep wave from coming in the tower, but it's already there. MSS is going to tank a little bit of tower shot. Tower's dropping steadily, very quickly. No glyph available on the line side.
I'm a bit surprised that they're not actually like committing more to trying to defend these towers. It's just like
He didn't learn his ulti, Dazzle.
yeah, he didn't get weave, which I find is a little bit surprising, to be honest, because even if you're not heavily comprised around physical damage yet, it's still good to have the weave on just for things like Exorcism and Clink's auto-attacking people.
Remember we were talking about this in the card, the 2 levels in Shadow Poison.
Yeah, it's 1 extra point for 6 extra damage on your spell, 2 seconds off the cooldown, and 66% slow for 1 second. I really just, I think it's one of the least useful points, basically, that you can get on the hero.
Comparable to DK Dragon Tail second point?
Okay, I'm not talking like Illidan level strategies here, okay? I'm talking like, just normally I would think that weave would be better.
I absolutely agree, yeah.
Especially in a situation like that when they're trying to pressure your tower. You just, like even the fact they have it on it could scare them away. Like.
Oh, Doom goes off here on the top lane. MSS is on the run, and he's so fast. Drums activated, the phase. They're going to chase him down. They impale from long range. They are going to get him down. So, very good play here from Admiral Bulldog as well as EGM. Meanwhile, though, if you look at the Roshan pit, it's going to be from that Medallion Chen again. Pop your buckler, my friend. Give that Centaur a little bit of extra love.
Nah, he doesn't need that Centaur. He's got plenty of them. He's just probably going to send it back. Oh,
who do you give the Aegis to now?
Pycat, probably.
Yeah,
I could give it to Demon too because he's the initiator. I think he'll be putting himself in harm's way quite a bit. Nah, they're just gonna give it to Pycat. It's, I mean, either one I think would have been fine, but they just want to play it safe, make sure Pycat doesn't end up dying. Yeah, now he can actually go aggressive with his newly found Aegis.
Oh, Ake. Ake, no. He should die here.
He didn't have strafe off cooldown. Nah, he's not gonna die. Yeah. If he had strafe there, it would have been dead for sure. But it was like 3 seconds, I think, before strafe would have been up.
So do you always, should you go with Bat Rider now to pick people off, like as a little jewel?
You can, but it's a lot harder for the Bat Rider to come with a hero that's otherwise invis. Like, they have a sentry mid, but Alliance don't have sentry coverage anywhere else, so if you want to use the Clinks to pressure the opposite side of the map, then he has to pretty much be alone, because that kind of a presence doesn't come from a Bat Rider who can just be seen everywhere. So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that that hero can't really be used to pressure though, like Clinks in this case, because he needs to be the one who's fulfilling the one role, which means he needs a lot of farm. So yeah, he just goes his way back top, and I think they're just going to hope to glass cannon people down. Yeah,
the unfortunate thing about this is whenever he's farming in lane like this, and he needs to, rightfully so, because he is the one, they're losing a lot of map pressure. And right now, MSS is being on an island by himself. There is eventual to swap him out of harm's way, but I mean, should you be here is a question. They have a Sentry War in preparation of any gank. S4 just roams in. I mean, he should be very careful as well. The other thing we haven't really touched on too much is that once Death Prophet has a level to support a full duration of a silence, that can be really critical against heroes like Nyx Assassin, Doombringer, Keeper of Light, and Dazzle. So if MSS lands a good one on these team fights, it could be very backbreaking for Alliance.
Nearly has the relic up on Naga Siren as well. That'd be pretty big.
Yeah, his farm has actually surpassed, at least in overall CS, what MSS had, and they were 1v1 mid against each other. Once that Radiance comes out, you're going to have a really hard time initiating. Like, a really hard time, especially if you're Demon. If he micros the illusions well enough and continues to split push lanes too, there's not a whole lot of ways that that Dog can really deal with that without sending somebody who's pretty important back. Like, you can't send the Chen back, and you can't really send the Venge back because they can't defend by themselves. They need one of the 3 farmed heroes to do it. So I think they're going to start running into some issues. And one of the ways I think they can deal with that is just try to 5-man.
Ooh, looks like Pycat's trying to pick off this courier on the way back. He sees the Sacred Relic being delivered. Yeah. Meanwhile, a little bit of an engagement happening on the bot lane. They do kill a Nyx Assassin, push down a tier 1 tower. Maybe the way of victory is just forget about that Relic and just go take a Rax right now. Not sure if they can, though.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Loda is actually forced to pop his song in middle lane and retreat. But he almost got the tier 1. It's not in the deny range. It's like barely out, actually.
It's under 140, yeah?
Well, it's under 10% of the tower's
10%.
HP.
So it'll be
129, I think, is when you can start denying tier 1s.
Mm-hmm.
So once he gets Radiance, things are going to be looking pretty solid for them. I think that's the first time Loda's actually seen another hero this game. Yeah, it's only 3-2 in a 20-minute game, so it's not necessarily the most action-packed. But it's not to say that Team Dog haven't been pressuring, because they've taken, up to this point, 3 towers, and they've only lost 1.
Yeah, and you know, Pycat's roaming around trying to find people he can kill, but he just really can't find anybody. Like, he found the Keeper of Light twice, but you know,
Dazzle was
always there, so it's tough. I feel like if they don't do much, something very, very soon, you know, granted they take down 3 towers already, I feel like they need to pressure high ground soon, or once the Radiance comes out. Like you said, it is so annoying. I had the opportunity to talk to Zephyr Aosin recently, and asked him what's the most annoying hero that you think exists in Dota 2. He says when played correctly, a Radiance Naga, you know, he had to play against Miracle's Naga in the C server. Like you can't beat it. Yeah, you can't beat it. Now I'm not saying Loda has the Miracle Micro, but he very well can. So it's just annoying.
Yeah, the whole wave pulling and what you can start doing later when the illusions get tanky, like you get a Manta and a Heart, and the illusions start taking like 5 to 10 seconds to kill. Just the amount of pressure you can relieve from every single lane with illusions becomes a little bit absurd. So if it gets to that point, yeah, I would say that Alliance
you think you can win the game on your own.
All right, looks like we're going to see Ake trying to slow down this tower push by himself. But Tier 1 tower is going to go down regardless. Again, they did not have to use Exorcism for that, so they could perhaps take down a Tier 2 as well.
And what were you going to ask, Shane?
Do you think they can, like, Loda could nearly win the game on his own with the Manta and Heart?
On his own? No. I don't think he can win on his own. Not versus Death Prophet and Clinks, like those heroes. And let's not forget that if you get Blink lassoed, you can still very well get popped in that time, because you're going to have to worry about silence after the fact, which means unless you already have a Manta, you're not going to be able to song.
Should they give him a gem with the illusions, because they can just send them out to scout?
I don't think gem works on
Yes,
Gem operates like I think an aura, and your illusions could carry aura. But I mean, I think the ideal way to play a Naga like that is your hero is never seen by the enemy, and you just pop illusions and send it in lanes. And when they get so tanky, you just run it past the enemy creep wave and make that creep wave chase back to their own direction. So Loda should never been seen, and the fact that he's only been seen once in 20 minutes is a good sign, I guess.
Yeah, the more time he has to himself, the better. The crazy thing is actually MSS is getting pretty close to a Heart. He's got a Reaver on him right now, and once he gets that, he'll break the 2,000 health threshold. And he's going to be pretty hard to deal with, because if he gets doomed and he already has Exorcism out, it's kind of a waste at that point. Stopping Crypt Swarm spam is like okay.
Yeah, stopping silences is fine.
I don't really know, like, what target do you really doom? If you doom Clinks, he's still tanky. He only does right-click damage. If you doom Batrider, then there's a good chance he's already lassoed. I feel like there's
Chen?
Not really. Yeah, I mean, you could Chen. That's pretty much, well, maybe the best choice, honestly, if you can catch him before anything.
I honestly think that the best way for them to fight this is have EGM to pick up a Blink Dagger, maybe eat a Centaur creep, and just initiate. Like Blink, Centaur Stomp, Shiva's Guard, and if you get the Doom off on Death Prophet, then that is a perfect way to start a team fight. If you don't find him, or if he uses ultimate, then you know, Doom the Bad or Doom the Chen. So we'll see what EGM thinks. He's got a ton of farm. He's gone Vlad's. He's gone full armor, which is also a very good way to go about it, considering that, again, the physical damage from the... oh, is Batrider going to jump? He's trying to force it.
Oh, wow, he committed so hard for that. But no reaction at all from Alliance. They kind of just stood there.
They look kind of...
EGM was like, oh, you came in? I'm going to just turn on my heal.
Is the Vengeful Spirit on Lincoln's?
I'm not sure what...
He's got an orb.
He's also Manta,
He could go Lincoln's and put it on MSS.
Yeah. He's also got a Band of Elven skin, so I'm not sure what that's about.
I don't know.
I'm guessing it's Manta, but I don't know.
If it's Manta, it would be weird. I actually think Lincoln's is way better. Because if you put it on Pycat and he pops a strafe or something on a tower, you put it on MSS.
Here we go. They're going to use Song. The minus armor is going to come right on. Who are they going to focus? They can focus on Pycat. They've seen him. Where's the defensive swap? No swap just yet. He went invis. The Shiva Guard is going to come out here from EGM. He's right-clicking, but the Hand of God as well as Mech goes off. Misery on the backline here. He's going to die to Loda's Radiance Burn, but it doesn't matter because the Venge barely TPs out. No, he dies. And that should be a team fight. Admiral Blue up blinks in. The Yule Scepter. Pycat is going to survive. No, the sandbag not in time here. He's going to be going down as well. EGM's on the chase. He's got Shiva's Guard in 7 seconds, and that is the end of the fight. Great fight to take because Exorcism just run out. They initiated a song. I guess that's how they fight.
Okay, I'm going to give Misery the benefit of the doubt and say that swap was a misclick because he swapped EGM into using Shivas on his whole team with Scorched Earth on. And there is no way that team is focusing down a Doom who has a Shivas and a Vlad's and 1500 HP. So I'm going to say he meant to click somebody else because that actually lost them the fight. Like just swapping him into the whole team like that because everybody gets slowed, everybody takes a huge amount of damage. You already have 2 people on the run and you put Avenge in a horrible position like instantly for no game.
If they didn't pick off the Clinks there, they would have got nothing. Like they just Admiral Bulldog just caught him on the end there when they were getting away.
I don't think it's who you pick off. More so, it's I think how the pace of the game is going. That should have been a tier 2 tower for Team Dog. Instead, they didn't get anything and they lost 2 hero. And I feel like Team Dog is in a situation of if we don't Rax soon, we lose the game eventually. So I think that was a great defense here by Alliance. They're going to use Exorcism even for Roshan.
Cheese as well, actually.
I mean,
third Roshan.
Is this worth Exorcism for Rosh?
Well, it's still not long of a cooldown. It's what, like under 2 minutes still? Yeah, 115 seconds.
These Radiants.
Yeah, they know. But there's not really much that can be done about it. I don't know, man. This is... It's kind of weird when you see a team that's gotten 3 Roshans and still can't
It feels like they're losing to me.
They are. Yeah. They definitely are. I mean, look at the farm that Loda has now. He's got his Boots of Travel done. 2,700 gold on top of that.
Yep.
He's pulled massively ahead in terms of the last hits. His net worth is still the highest. He's even higher than a Doom. A safe lane Doom who didn't have really any contention on any creep wave. Demon was level 2 at like 5 to 6 minutes into the game. I don't know, man. I feel like it's slipping away from Dog right now.
Yeah. Now, in terms of item choices, if we look at the Doombringer, I think he's going to be going for a Heaven's Halberd, which normally is a great item choice against a Clinks, but Clinks is going to be picking up BKB. And when he is BKB, who else do you have in Halberd? It doesn't seem like there is a good target. Fog dropping some wards on the top lane. He does have the mech, so he should be fine. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I like the Heaven's Halberd, but at the very least, it gives you evasion, which is more survivability. Not that he needs more.
Yeah, once you reach a certain armor threshold and health, then your effective HP can be boosted more by evasion than anything else. So it's definitely a good choice, even if you can't necessarily Halberd Pycat in all situations. I think if the hero has an Aegis, the Halberd's actually better in a way because most people won't pop their BKB before the Aegis first goes down.
So you
which means
get a
that
free
the first
life.
The first life is likely to have a full duration Halberd.
Okay. Yeah, and the rest of the team is, itemizing correctly. For example, Ake getting the Heaven's Halberd, dealing with that Kling's right click, Dazzle getting, mech for the team. And Admiral Bulldog, haven't looked at him too much. He's got himself a Blink Dagger.
Yeah, he's kind of been quiet this game. Yeah. It's not like he's been playing poorly. It's just most of the focus this game has been on EGM and Loda because they're the two who have basically been eating the entire map. And in that sense, honestly, Team Dog has gotten more on their supports and their offlane than what Alliance have. It just feels so one-sided because Loda is soon to be... Like, how do they deal with him?
Yeah, what do you do now? What's the game plan for Dog? Like, you need to kill Loda, do you? Or do you just push? What do you do?
I don't know, man. I think if people knew, they would actually win against this hero.
Well, the thing is, I find that the way that Loda's playing right now, he's constantly out there and constantly, like, in the creep wave, for example. So, sending a smoke gank party, a Bat Rider and whatnot is a way to start. And you can see that Pycat's constantly looking for him, but he's always on the opposite side of the map. I think it always starts with killing the Naga, killing the Loda, and then gonna go to work.
Solo kill him?
No, not even close.
And pretty soon he's going to have Manta to dispel the
Meanwhile, Admiral Bulldog solo killing other people. Got himself a kill with the help of a Radiance Naga. That's a problem. When Admiral Bulldog you pick off your Chen.
The Chen creeps are going to die too. Yeah. Oh, maybe not. You got one.
And the most important one as well. I love my trolls when I play Chen. They're so good.
Yeah, so Venge is going for Manta Sao. I actually think this is, like, Linken's is nice in terms of protecting Crobulus, but I honestly think Team Dog needs more damage. Vengeful Spirit might not seem like it, but she's a support that could pack a punch.
No, I don't disagree with that. I just think that having a way to stop one of the, well, it's not one of the only single target spells, but it just gives you that feeling of safety, you know, the buffer to where you can get some extra chip damage on a tower, which at this point in the game, I think that's what they need.
Right.
I think they need to be able to break the base, and if that's the difference between breaking it, then I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to be in it for a long haul, because Alliance is not going to be doing anything anytime soon, because they're going to just be pushing and whatnot, and it seems like Team Dog is stifled on their side of the map. So yeah, Pycat is roaming around. He can't even farm the jungle because Naga's taking it up. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Naga does, though. You just consume the entire map, and now that he's got a Manta, I honestly think that Alliance could just go fight them. Like, Aegis and Cheese be damned. Bulldog looks like he's going to get picked off, though. Oh, Pycat with the misclicks. No, never mind. It was a Ghost Scepter.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say.
Then Snare goes off on the mid lane here. Pycat saying if the Doom goes off, and it will not. No, where's the Doom? Nothing just yet. Yeah, okay, nicely done. Good patience. Meanwhile, Demon's trying to get the kill on Admiral Bulldog. Not going to find it. He's coming back alive, and that's it. No sight.
I mean, that was an Aegis for nothing, so still.
Sure.
Perfectly fine for Alliance. I was like, wow, that was really weird that he just stopped attacking him. I actually couldn't even see that he was ghosted.
It was a very dark color, actually, wasn't it?
Maybe we need to change Ghost Scepter to like magical Bruno shirt color lights. Just
I mean, BKB turns a freaking bright yellow.
There you go, you know?
Ghost Scepter should turn you into like light blue or something.
I miss for Cosmodon or whatever it's called.
For Cosmodon. Yeah, and you turn like silver, right?
Yeah, and the ow.
In any case, Tier 2 Tower, again, this is where the Keeper of Light Pig is coming into fruition. It's only level 9, which I'm somewhat surprised about, but I guess when Naga's farming your entire map, you don't really have much place to farm.
And not only that, but whenever Ake counter pushes, he's never in range for experience. Because he has his ult on, he just channels one Illuminate and backs up. So lucky for him, he doesn't really need anything else like you had mentioned. So he's even got a Ghost Scepter, so Pycat actually can't even kill a level 9 Coddle, which is depressing to think about how that hero is pretty much completely countered by a 1600 gold item.
What's with the Quilling Blade on Keeper of the Light?
Cut holes in trees, man.
Yeah.
That's how
this legit.
That's how he did that.
Yeah, that's how he got top.
Fucking ninja.
Yep, these Naga Legions are doing more damage.
I mean, Misery just lost like 40% of his HP, and now he's just chilling over there, and he's like, well, I'm gonna have to go to base just from illusions. Like, that is not a good place to be.
I wonder, to take advantage of the weak ganking lineup, I mean, aside from Admiral Bulldog, from Alliance, is there any way that like Team Dog farms all over the map? We just saw Demon farming in the enemy jungle, which, you know, arguably is the most dangerous place to farm. You have somebody farming your own jungle, and try your best to repel the Naga Illusions, and just try to outgold them. Pycat, by the way, he's going for it. Going for the kill, but the rest of the team's coming.
I like how he doesn't even have his Manta up right now, and he just walked away. Like, he's 483 move speed. All he has to do is walk away from Pycat, who's only 350. So, unless he somehow... Oh, he's got a gem, though. He sees it.
Okay. That was nice.
Admiral Bulldog could have just blinked, though, and stunned him. He still has a lot of people here. I'm actually really surprised they didn't just go for that, but maybe he didn't have any... Oh, he didn't have any detection on him, so there you go.
So you're saying that Alliance could just push now, and it seems like that's what they're doing. A little bit risky, in my opinion.
Yeah, but think of it this way. Even if Alliance don't necessarily secure anything huge by applying pressure, if MSS ults and Alliance don't get completely slaughtered, then it's still a win because it's time spent where Dog is on their side of the map, and you know that your late game is still going to be better.
And you still have your tier 2s up, at least on mid and top, so you're not going to lose too much structural damage.
If you're Alliance, you don't even want to fight, do you? You just want to keep doing this. This is amazing.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Alliance have more options, though. Like, if they can fight, or if they want to fight, they can. If they don't want to fight, they don't have to. But I feel like Dog has to fight. Otherwise, they're going to get to a stage where it's like, okay, the Naga is actually unkillable. And the Klinx is being forced into buying a BKB, which means that he's going to be more time before he really does the maximum amount of damage that he wants to deal to actually isolate and kill heroes like EGM or what Loader is on. So I really feel like the later this goes, the worse it's going to be.
Ooh, Fog just threw away two Chen creeps on the bot lane for no reason, but Pycat knows which one's the real one. He's going to go for it. Drums gets popped. Not even close. With the Reaver, the Manta. Oh, Insnare's going to come out here. Loda is going to have Grave, so he's not worried about anything. Pycat, where's the Grave? It came way too late. BKB gets activated and Pycat gets out of there. But hey, trading a BKB charge, the 10-second one, no less for Grave. Yeah, Alliance will take that trade.
That was too close for comfort, man. That was some serious faith in S4's clicking abilities because he walked right back into the middle of all his illusions. And honestly, if he died, I wouldn't have even blamed S4 because he walked into a place that was very hard to click on.
And, you know, S4's lagging. There's that too. So.
Yeah.
He literally waited till the last second. Like, oh my god.
Like balls of steel, man.
I'm sweating here, dude.
I don't think S4 waited. I think he just like clicked and it was like, wait.
He's like, I'm panicking. I'm trying. All right, I got you. Thank God.
Okay, the rune ending game of double damage. No, Pycat, don't pick it up. I think this is where you buy a bottle. And you find a Naga and you go for it.
He can only kill the Naga if the
Manta's down. Which he did find him with Manta down.
He seems to use it a lot to farm. So.
Oh, he's got a heart. Never mind. Even with a DD, he can't kill him anymore.
That is so sad.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way you can kill him.
This is a feeling I had this morning when I was in the car with Bruno and James and we were going to the DreamlLeague studio.
What, feeling sad?
Well,
I get that way too, don't worry.
Yeah, I'll tell the story if nothing's happening. And no, Demon gets blinked, impaled with a carapace. Emerald Bulldog making them plays, but Demon just out there. He's got blink. He needs a couple of seconds, and he'll be fine. Yeah, so I was in the car, and Mommy and Daddy were arguing about some dumb shit. I don't even remember.
It happens, man.
And then the car was silent. And I was like, holy shit, some real shit just went down. And then later they kissed and apologized. But before that, I was feeling sad because I was like, what did I say? I don't know.
You thought it was your fault that Mommy and Daddy were fighting?
If Mommy and Daddy fighting, it's not your fault. You just feel bad, right?
That's true.
Yeah, that's how Pycat felt right now. Because he double damaged and he can't kill Naga. GG.
Yeah, I'm really like, I'm at a loss because this is a game that's gone 36 minutes with 8 kills. That has a Blink Bat Rider and a Clinks, and I think Alliance are about to put a lid on it right here, as it were. Song's gonna wear off. Who are they gonna go for first? Pycat gets a BKB, immediately gets doomed though, and poor Misery just had absolutely no chance. It's gonna be 2 kills going the way of Alliance, and they just call it GG.
Yeah, it is.
I really feel like that was a bit anticlimactic.
It is.
Like maybe, and yeah, he just goes fun game. Yeah, pretty much. It wasn't, I would say, action-packed.
2 kills, game over.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Naga Siren, right?
Is that the perfect game for Naga Siren?
I mean, technically he had a perfect game. I don't think he died, right? I guess we're going to find out in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't die. He hit a lot of creeps and then he won.
Perfect game.
That's a Naga game. I hit a lot of creeps and I freaking won. I really don't know what they could have done at any point, though. Like, their strategy was just so hard countered by the Naga pick.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's not like MSS didn't do anything. They pushed hard early. They got 3-4 towers. They got, what, 3 Roshan kills, uncontested. They got gold. They got experience. Just cannot tie it together, not against a Naga Siren.
I don't know, man. At any point in the game, besides, like, past 25 minutes, I feel like Dog maybe could have done something. But they waited so long, and then as soon as you start building a BKB on the one hero that needs to do damage, it's like, we lost. Like, BKB is actually a game-losing item in some cases. It is. In this game, I think it is.
Well, the fact that you need to get the BKB is game loss, not the BKB itself.
No, yeah, you're definitely right about that. But, yeah, we're